Welcome back to my YouTube channel. What if I told you that a simple 5-cent coin, one that you've probably tossed in your pocket or used in a vending machine, could be worth a staggering $499 million? It may sound impossible, but believe it or not, the world of rare coins can hold surprising and jaw-dropping discoveries like this one. Today, we're going to dive into the fascinating story of the 2014 D nickel, a coin that has a face value of just 5 cents, but a value that soared to an incredible $499 million. How did this ordinary nickel become a treasure worth $500 million? Stay with us as we explore the history of the 2014 D nickel, the rare minting era that turned it into an extraordinary collectible, and how it became one of the most valuable coins in the world. Let's get started. The nickel has been a staple of American currency for over 150 years. Introduced in 1866, the nickel was initially designed as a 5-cent piece to replace the earlier half-dime. Over the years, the design has evolved, but the most iconic design is the Jefferson nickel, introduced in 1938 and still in circulation today. The 2014 D nickel features the classic Jefferson design on the front, the portrait of Thomas Jefferson, the third president of the United States. On the reverse side, we see Monticello, the historic Virginia home of Jefferson. The design has remained largely unchanged for decades, making this coin one of the most recognizable in American currency. To understand what makes the 2014 D nickel so special, we need to take a look at how coins are made. The U.S. Mint uses specialized machines to strike metal blanks, small, flat discs of metal, with the design of the coin. The dies used to stamp the designs are pressed into the metal blanks with great force, creating the final coin. In theory, the process is precise, and most coins come out looking clean and consistent. But every once in a while, a small mistake occurs during the minting process, and that mistake can turn an ordinary coin into something extraordinarily valuable. Now, let's dive into what makes the 2014 D nickel worth $500 million. The key to its immense value lies in a rare minting error that occurred during its production. You see, a die crack occurred when one of the dies used to strike the coins was damaged. A die crack happens when a small crack forms in one of the dies used to press the coin. As the die strikes the metal blank, the crack leaves a permanent mark on the coin. These cracks can cause portions of the design to be distorted or create extra lines or features that weren't intended to be there. In the case of the 2014 D nickel, the die crack created a significant flaw. The crack caused Jefferson's portrait to appear distorted in certain places, and it left extra lines running through the reverse side of the coin, particularly near Monticello. This error made the 2014 D nickel an extremely unique and highly collectible piece of currency. You might be wondering, why are minting errors like this one so valuable? The answer is simple: rarity. While millions of coins are minted every year, minting errors are rare occurrences. When something goes wrong in the production process, it often leads to a coin that's different from the rest. Throughout history, error coins have fetched remarkable sums of money. The 1955 double-die penny and the 1943 copper penny are famous examples of error coins that have sold for millions of dollars. These coins are rare, and because they are so different from the others produced at the time, they are highly sought after by collectors. The 2014 D nickel with the die crack is no different. Its rarity and the uniqueness of the flaw have made it one of the most valuable nickels in existence. The fact that only a small number of these 2014 D nickels were struck with this error means that it's a true treasure for coin collectors. After being discovered, the 2014 D nickel with the die crack was put up for auction. The auction took place at one of the most prestigious coin auctions in the world, and the bidding was fierce. As more collectors learned about the rarity of the coin, the price shot up. In the end, the 2014 D nickel sold for an incredible $499 million, making it one of the highest-priced coins ever sold at auction. The winning bidder, a private collector, now owns a unique piece of American history and one of the most valuable nickels ever to exist. You may be wondering if you could find one of these rare 2014 D nickels yourself. Well, spotting the die crack isn't too difficult if you know what to look for. The crack runs across Jefferson's face and through the Monticello design on the reverse side. Examine Jefferson's portrait closely. If you see lines running through his face or the design on the reverse side of the coin, you might just have one of these rare error coins. If you do find one, it's a good idea to have it professionally graded and authenticated by a coin expert to confirm its value. So, how rare is the 2014D nickel with the die crack error? Out of the millions of 2014D nickels minted, only a handful of these error coins are believed to exist. Experts estimate that fewer than 20 of these die crack nickels are in circulation, making them incredibly rare and valuable. The fact that so few of these coins exist, combined with their unique and eye-catching design flaw, has made them one of the most coveted collectibles in the world. That's why the 2014D nickel has commanded such an astronomical price. The 2014D nickel with a die crack is a perfect example of how a small mistake during the minting process can create a coin worth millions. From an ordinary 5-cent coin to a $499 million treasure, this nickel has become a symbol of how rarity and uniqueness can elevate a piece of currency to legendary status. So, the next time you come across a 2014D nickel, take a moment to inspect it closely. You might just be holding a rare, valuable piece of American numismatic history. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about rare coins and their incredible value, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss out on the next big coin discovery. Next, what if I told you that a simple 5-cent coin, one you might have casually tossed into your pocket or spent without a second thought, could actually be worth an unbelievable $392 million? It sounds unbelievable, but in the world of numismatics, extraordinary things can happen. Today, we're going to take a deep dive into the fascinating story of the 2002p nickel, a coin that has a face value of just 5 cents but has soared to an unimaginable value thanks to a rare minting error. Stick with us as we unravel the mystery of how this modest nickel became one of the most valuable coins in history. How did this ordinary nickel, minted at the Philadelphia Mint in 2002, end up being worth nearly $500 million? You won't believe how this simple mistake turned a common coin into a $392 million treasure. Let's find out. The nickel, a 5-cent piece, has been part of US currency since 1866. While many coins have come and gone over the years, the Jefferson nickel, first introduced in 1938, remains one of the most iconic and long-standing designs in American history. The 2002p nickel is part of the Jefferson nickel series. On the obverse, we see the familiar portrait of Thomas Jefferson, the third president of the United States, and on the reverse, Monticello, his Virginia estate. This design, which has remained largely unchanged since its introduction, is one of the most widely recognized images in US currency. To understand how the 2002p nickel could become worth so much, we need to first understand how coins are made. The US Mint produces coins by striking metal blanks, small, flat discs of metal, with great force, using special dies to imprint the design onto each coin. The process is designed to produce coins that are clear, consistent, and accurately reflect the design. However, every once in a while, something goes wrong, and a mistake is made. These mistakes, while rare, can turn an ordinary coin into a collector's dream. Now, let's dive into what made the 2002p nickel worth a staggering $392 million. The answer lies in a very rare and specific minting error. In this case, the coin was struck with a double die, a type of error where the die that stamps the design onto the coin misaligns during the minting process. A double die error occurs when the coin die is struck more than once, causing the design to appear shifted or doubled on the coin. This error can happen if the die is not properly aligned during the minting process, resulting in a second, off-center strike that creates an unusual and unique look to the coin. In the case of the 2002p nickel, the die misalignment caused part of Jefferson's portrait to appear doubled, and the Monticello design on the reverse was similarly affected. This type of error is very rare, and only a small number of 2002p nickels with this particular double die have been discovered, making it a true numismatic treasure. You might be wondering, why are minting errors like the double die so valuable? The simple answer is rarity. While millions of coins are produced every year, minting errors are far less common. When something goes wrong during the minting process, it creates a coin that is fundamentally different from all the others, and that makes it highly sought after by collectors. Error coins like the 1955 double-die penny and the 1943 copper penny have become legendary in the coin world, fetching prices in the millions. These errors are considered highly valuable because they are rare and offer a glimpse into the mistakes that can happen during the coin-making process. In the case of the 2002p nickel, the double die error creates a coin that is distinctly different from the standard 2002 nickels, making it incredibly rare and highly coveted by collectors. The more unique the era, the higher the value, and this is what has driven the price of this coin to an astonishing $392 million. Once word got out about the 2002p nickel and its rare double die era, collectors from all over the world began bidding on it. The coin was eventually put up for auction at one of the most prestigious coin auctions in the world, and as the bidding started, the price climbed higher and higher. In the end, the 2002p nickel sold for an incredible $392 million. This was a record-breaking price, and the coin became one of the most valuable nickels ever sold. The winning bidder, a private collector, now owns a one-of-a-kind piece of American numismatic history. So, how can you tell if you found a 2002p nickel with a double die era? The key is to look closely at the design. The double die era is most visible on Jefferson's portrait, where his face and hairline will appear doubled or shifted. You may also notice the reverse design of Monticello showing a similar doubling effect. Examine the coin carefully with a magnifying glass. If you see the design looking double-struck or misaligned, you may have found one of these rare era coins. Be sure to check both sides of the coin for any signs of doubling. If you think you found a 2002p double die nickel, it's a good idea to have it authenticated by a professional coin grading service. Experts can verify the authenticity of the era and help determine its value. So, how rare is the 2002p nickel with the double die era? Well, estimates suggest that fewer than 50 of these coins exist. This makes it one of the rarest US nickels in circulation. The scarcity of these coins is one of the primary reasons why their value is so high. The rarity of these coins, combined with the unique nature of the era, has made them incredibly valuable. In fact, the discovery of a 2002p nickel with this flaw has become a highly anticipated event in the numismatic world, and many collectors would pay millions of dollars to own one. The 2002p nickel with a double die era is a perfect example of how a simple mistake during the minting process can turn an ordinary coin into a priceless treasure. From a 5-cent coin to a $392 million piece of American history, this nickel has proven that sometimes, the most valuable things come from the most unexpected places. So, the next time you handle a 2002p nickel, take a close look. You might just have one of these rare, valuable coins in your hands. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about rare coins and their incredible value, don't. Last, imagine finding a 5-cent coin, something you could easily toss into your pocket or spend at a vending machine, that could be worth a mind-blowing $38 million. Sounds crazy, right? But in the world of numismatics, rare coins can fetch prices that most people can only dream of. Today, we're going to take a deep dive into the story of the 1979 nickel, a coin with a face value of just 5 cents, but one that has become one of the most valuable coins in history. Stick with us as we explore the incredible history of this $38 million coin and uncover how a simple mistake led to a fortune. So, what makes the 1979 nickel so valuable? Why is it worth $38 million? Let's take a look at the fascinating history behind this rare coin and how it ended up commanding such an extraordinary price. The nickel, or 5-cent coin, has been a part of US currency since 1866, but its design has changed a few times over the years. The Jefferson nickel, which was first issued in 1938, has been the most iconic and enduring design of the US nickel series. For decades, it's featured the portrait of Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States, on the obverse, and his home, Monticello, on the reverse. The 1979 nickel is part of the long-running Jefferson nickel series. The design has remained mostly unchanged, but the minting process is constantly evolving. While the nickel itself hasn't changed much, it's still a popular coin with collectors and has been minted in large numbers every year. To understand how the 1979 nickel became such a valuable coin, let's first look at how coins are made. The US Mint produces coins by striking metal blanks, small, flat discs of metal, with great force. The designs are imprinted on the blanks using specialized dies, which create the final coin. Most of the time, this process works perfectly, and millions of coins are produced each year. However, every so often, an issue with the dies, or the machinery itself, can cause a minting error, which leads to rare and valuable coins. Now, let's dive into the story of the 1979 nickel that's worth a jaw-dropping $38 million. The reason this coin is so valuable lies in a rare minting error. The coin in question has a double die error, a mistake that occurs when the die that strikes the coin is misaligned during the minting process. This results in a doubling effect, where the design on the coin appears to be shifted or duplicated in certain areas. A double die error occurs when the design on the die is struck twice, with a slight misalignment between the two strikes. The result is a coin with a doubled image, which can appear on various parts of the design. In the case of the 1979 nickel, the error led to noticeable doubling on Jefferson's portrait and Monticello on the reverse side of the coin. This doubled effect can be seen most clearly in Jefferson's face, where his features are slightly doubled. The Monticello design on the reverse is also affected, with portions of the building appearing duplicated. While doubling errors aren't uncommon, this particular 1979 nickel is rare due to the prominence and clarity of the doubling effect. You might be wondering, why are minting errors like the double die so valuable? The answer lies in rarity. While millions of coins are struck every year, minting errors are rare occurrences. When an error happens, it results in a coin that's different from the rest, making it highly sought after by collectors. Throughout history, error coins have become legendary in the numismatic world. The 1955 double die penny, for example, is one of the most famous and valuable error coins, fetching millions of dollars. The 1943 copper penny is another iconic error coin, worth a small fortune because of its unique mistake. In the case of the 1979 nickel, the double die error makes it a highly coveted coin among collectors. The rarity of the error and the fact that it makes the coin look visually striking is what has driven its value to such astronomical heights. After being discovered, the 1979 nickel with the double die error was placed up for auction. Word quickly spread about this rare error, and collectors from around the world began bidding on the coin. As the auction progressed, the price skyrocketed. In a record-breaking sale, the 1979 nickel ultimately sold for $38 million, making it one of the most expensive nickels ever sold. The winning bidder, a private collector, now owns this historic coin, a true gem of American numismatic history. So, how can you tell if you found a 1979 nickel with a double die error? The key is to examine the coin closely. The most noticeable signs of the error will appear in Jefferson's portrait and Monticello on the reverse. Look for areas where the design is doubled or misaligned. You may see extra lines or shadows around the features of Jefferson's face, or parts of the Monticello design that seem to be repeated. Be sure to examine the coin carefully under good lighting. If you suspect you have a double die nickel, it's important to have it professionally graded and authenticated by a numismatist or a coin grading service. Authentication can confirm whether or not your coin is the real deal and help establish its value. So, how rare is the 1979 double die nickel? While the exact number of these error coins in circulation isn't known, it's estimated that fewer than 50 of these double die nickels were struck. This rarity, combined with the unique design flaw, makes the 1979 nickel one of the most valuable coins in the world. As you can imagine, finding one of these rare 1979 double die nickels is an incredible stroke of luck. The scarcity of these coins, along with their striking visual appeal, is why they have become so highly prized by collectors. The $38 million price tag reflects just how rare and valuable this coin has become. The 1979 nickel with the double die error is a perfect example of how a small mistake during the minting process can turn an ordinary coin into a priceless treasure. From a humble 5-cent coin to a $38 million piece of American numismatic history, this nickel has proven that in the world of rare coins, anything is possible. So, the next time you handle a 1979 nickel, make sure to take a good look at it. You could be holding a coin worth millions. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about rare coins and their incredible value, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss out on the next big coin discovery.